Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Mercado de Lisboa, where today we are playing the long game. Play as usual. For your final score, you are only allowed to count money earned from the customer tiles with 4 customers on them. And we have to get 55, 60, or 70 coins in this way to earn 1, 2, or 3 fame points. It seems high. Looking at that number, that seems high. Let's do some setup and then we'll try to game out the position a little bit. So while I'm doing this, I do want to say I was talking at the end of the last episode about how I didn't think the strategy that I had chosen, was even capable of scoring maybe 80 points, and certainly not like 90 or 100. But I realized almost as soon as I turned off the recording that the thing I was saying was only true if we have 3 stands of our scoring type. If we had picked up a 4th plant stand at any point during the game, it would have been trivial to hit 80 and maybe even 90. So I think that if you're trying to get a good score on the specialist, you really need to be optimizing your chance of picking up a 4th stand of a type and then scoring that type. So that's going to be like trying to get yourself into a position potentially where you can like flush the display row over here or flush your hand. Something like that. So I was just a little distracted. I was optimizing for a different thing so that we could get that big scoring move, right? So I don't necessarily think that was terrible. We did end up with 2 fame points. And there's 9 games, so if we average 2 fame points per game, we're in the top half of the scoring categories at least. I would maybe like to do a little better than that. Alright, so before we lay out the restaurants, let's just try to game out a strategy here. Let's figure this out. We only get to play 8 stands in total, right? So we are going to get at most 2 rows or columns where we get to lay 4 customer tiles. Which means, in order to score 70 points, each one of those customer tiles ends up having to be pretty valuable. So if we're building in a position where we're building 4 stands in a column, we get to put at most 1 of the relevant restaurants into that column. So if we had 4 tomato stands here, right, and a tomato restaurant between 2 of them, and then a pizza restaurant is what it is, and then another pizza restaurant off to the side, and the pub off to the side of one of them, when you go to score that, you lay down tomato customer tile. That's a 3-point stand, and a 3-point stand, and a 1-point and a 1-point. For a total of 32, a total value of 32 on that customer tile, which isn't so bad. And if you could do that twice, that would get you into scoring territory at least, right? Yeah, get you 2 fame. Of course, that's a little unrealistic, because if you're doing that, and then you're doing it again, you're talking about your 8 stands being 4 each of 2 different types, which seems unlikely. How would you even get to 70? Okay, if you do the 2 columns of 4 stands as a column of 2 tomato and 2 plant stands, and then 2 meat and 2 grape stands, then you can use a larger number of total restaurants to boost your point value. Right, if we imagine that same row where it's 2 tomatoes, 2 grapes, you put the pub between them, and then pizza restaurant, wine restaurant, wine restaurant. When you score that out, you end up with a 2 and a 3 and a 3 and a 2. Which is 40 points. And if you could do that twice, that actually is 3 fame. But you'd have to end up with 2 stands each of 4 different types, plus no stands going anywhere else, plus all of the relevant restaurants, plus exactly the 4 customer tiles that you need. Is that doable? That might be doable. Alright, I guess we have a direction at least. We have an idea. I do notice that we don't have the tomato customers showing, which is maybe a little concerning, because it might not even be the next card down. We'll figure it out. We'll get something on it. Hopefully we will get more than 0 fame on the scoring criteria for this scenario. That's the dream, right? Oh, and then I guess actually that strategy that I'm talking about doesn't exactly work that way, because you can only score one of the columns for that value because there's only one pub. So the other column would not be able to have a restaurant in the middle that's adding value to... Well, you could build across the pub, though, right? Like, what if the pub were in this position and we built a column here and a row there? Then the pub is adding value to 4 different stands. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be the right way. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll put the pub somewhere where it can feed us a lot of extra value, and then we'll have to get a little bit lucky, it seems like, and find the tomato customer. I guess if we're planning on playing 4 customer tiles, as long as we can play 2 of the ones that are face up, then we guarantee that we will see all 5 of them. So, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So I guess let's just start building. Let's use the grape. I bet we'll find another grape stand, and then we may end up like being able to flush our hand with tomatoes or something. So let's build this grape stand somewhere. We got to build it on top of a restaurant and then do a little bit of restaurant chaining. But we have to be pretty careful with it because we actually care about the position of almost every restaurant this time around, as opposed to last time when we only cared about the positions of 3 of them. So it's actually going to be a little tricky to... Okay, we'll figure it out. So if we're going to put the pub in a position where it scores 4 restaurants, the pub can't go on an edge of the map. So whatever column and row we're using for this, it can't be at the edges. We can try to just build through the middle. That's probably fine. Let's spend a coin to open up a grape stand right here. Does it matter which kind of restaurant we grab? I don't know. Honestly, maybe. Alright, we pay a coin, do that. So we're planning on building across the middle-ish. So we can just put down the burger on top of the pub right now to pick up the pub, and then just plan on this being this row being grapes plus meat or something. It's not terrible. But if I'm concerned about being able to use the stands to grab the right kinds of... Well, you know what? Never mind. We have to finish this action first. Sorry, we haven't finished our first action. I have to take a new stand. We have to deal a new one to the board here. Alright. I was kind of hoping for either tomato or plant. Well, I guess we're gonna use the plant stands though. Okay, we just have to be careful. Thoughtful. Thoughtful is a good word for it. We have to be thoughtful. Because we can't build stands outside of the cross if we want to maximize our score, right? So we can't use stands to go get restaurants. And we can place restaurants on top of existing restaurants to go get those to generate money the way we did last game, but we have to do so really carefully because we care a lot about the positions of most of these things. So the only one we're thinking right now, the one we don't care about is probably... Maybe it's meat, honestly. Maybe this was kind of a weird take. Yeah, maybe. Alright, so let's put this down in a position where it's going to help us get some stuff we actually want. let's say we're not going to use the meat stands. So we can just put this down anywhere. We do not care about the position of a meat restaurant. And we're going to be able to get the other meat restaurant by playing a thing on it, actually. So, if we put you down here to grab the pub, then we've made this line into, like, this is where the grape stands and the fish stands go. That's not terrible. That's a fine thing to do, I think. Okay, let's do that. We'll open up a sushi restaurant here. Get our pub. Then I was going to put the pub in the middle. But what if we put it slightly off to the side? Because then we can use stands safely to grab more restaurants. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll put it right there. That'll get us through to 3 money. And then we're talking about fish and sushi, or fish and grapes through here. So this line ends up being tomatoes plus plants is the plan. So I'm going to spend 1 money to do this. We're going to grab a plant stand. Okay, pretty good news. All we need to find is 1 more grape stand then. And then we put down another tomato stand here. At a cost of 2. Grab... It doesn't really matter what. Just grab something. Okay. Hope we don't end up needing that. Then I open this pizza restaurant in this corner. And then open up this pizza restaurant just somewhere next to the tomato stand, right? It doesn't actually matter where. And now that we've done this, this is our column for 4s, this is our row for 4s, but we can use the other customer tiles to just generate money, right? Because this is a 3-point stand, so we can just drop a customer there, gain 3, and that'll finance things a little bit further. Okay, so now, I guess we're saying the plant stands are going to end up here. This is going to be really... We're not going to be able to get everything we need to get, I don't think. Alright, well, let's go ahead and play them. 2, 3, because this is expensive. So we get the wine thing. Then we could place the next wine restaurant here and it would be fine, right? So I'm just thinking we could maybe use this to grab this restaurant, and we could do a little restaurant chaining and get ourselves a little bit more money. Let's take the fish here. Starting to get a little concerned. So I don't think it matters at all where the fish and... Oh, well, we want this space to be a sushi stand, right? Because that... So, no, we don't want to do the thing I just said. Oh, well, you know what let's do? Let's just go ahead and pay 2 to put down this fish stand right here. And grab this. And grab this. Grapes? Okay. Alright, cool. We're on. We're in. So now we need more money. We need to make a little bit more money. So... It is pretty awkward. Okay, we gotta use some more customers. If we put down a grape customer here, that's a 2-point grape stand. That'd get us 2 money. And then we just throw down another grape customer over here for 2 more money. Because I just need some resources here. We play... So it's going to be fish stand there, grape stand there. So let's... I need the grape stand. Shoot. Well, let's go ahead and play the fish stand that we're going to have to play. And we can use these fish customers to generate some money too. So that's going to cost us 3. And then, yeah, let's do that. Let's just grab 2 coins from this. Sorry, and I have to take a stand. We pay 3. We just go ahead and go broke to put... Or, sorry, no, it would cost us 4 to do that, in fact. Because we need to pick this up so that we can use it to pick that up. So I need 1 more money. You. Go here. Generate me 1 money. Alright. Then we pay 4 to open up grape stand in this tile. We take whatever. It doesn't matter because we already know that our last stand is a flower stand that goes here. Now that we have this, we play this in the upper right corner to grab that thing. Then we play this here. We play this in the upper left corner. That gets us some money. We play this. It does not matter very much where. Just like right there. We play this here. And this here. Then we pay 4 money to open up that stand there. And I do believe we have constructed a pretty solid... Oh, I have to do this. I do believe we've constructed a pretty solid situation here. So, let's start playing those 4 customer tiles. So first of all, you. Go right there. That is worth... That's a 2-point stand and a 3-point stand for a total of 5 times 4 is 20. And we'll represent the money from these customers with this stuff so that we know what we're scoring. Then, fish customer, same deal, right? It's a 3-point stand and a 2-point stand for a total of 5 times 4 is 20. We're just going to get 80. We're just going to get 80 points is the thing. Grape stand. Grape customers go here. That's a 2-pointer and a 3-pointer for another 20. And then finally, tomato stand goes there, which is a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer for another 20. And bam! Our final score is 80. 80 fame. Or, sorry, 80 coins for 3 fame. And then we just have to play customers. Yeah. Here's a question. Are we going to be able to play... I don't know what happens if you just run out of playable customers and can't take actions anymore. I assume the game just ends. Right, and then you could be in a plant position, and there are still 6 spaces left open, but we've played all of the customers that are legal to play. I assume that this is just a game-ending state, and that it's not that our score doesn't count because there's no way to finish the game. But I guess I could go look. For right now, I'm calling this a win. So we end up with a score of 82 total points, 80 of which count toward our long game score, and increase our total fame for the campaign to 5. It's not a bad place to be after two missions. Yeah, I hope that the part where I was trying to figure out what the plan was wasn't too abstract. I think this is where we're going to call it for this episode. I'm very happy with my performance there. I'm going to go look and see, make sure that it's cool to count that as a score, despite the fact that I was not able to reach an end of game position. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back a little bit later today, we will be taking on the third challenge, which I have not even looked at yet. Discard all tiles showing 3 or 4 customers. During this challenge, you may build at most 2 stands in any row or column. Okay, that's an interesting and different set of requirements. Yeah, we'll try to, when you come back later today, we'll try to puzzle that out. And we'll see you then.